will be back in the role of Rebel Spy Cassian Andor from Rogue One, and he will be joined by a fantastic new cast that includes Stellan Skarsgård, Adria Arjona, Fiona Shaw, Denise Goff, Kyle Soller, and Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma. We just began production in London 2 weeks ago. Here's a special look at Andor.
Everything I did for the rebellion. Rogue One, in many ways, it's a film that connected new audiences with the oldest fans. It was a bittersweet feeling, in the premiere, knowing that it was just one film. But then magic happens, right? As you can see, we're getting ready. We're building stages, we're rehearsing, we're training, we're trying costumes, we're doing everything to make sure we do the best show. I'm really excited having the chance to explore Cassian. It's really fun to go on a set that is emulating something you like so much.
The enormity of this is like doing a big feature film.
It's very cinematic. For me, that's where the excitement is.
12 episodes, 12 scripts, over 200 named cast members, over 6,000 crowd people. A lot of creatures are coming from the creature department.
We treat this exactly like we would a film. There is no difference in our approach.
Every creature and droid that we've been building has the same care and level of attention to detail as the previous films.
It's huge, it's thrilling, but also it's wonderfully challenging.
There's tons of possibilities to explore. It is the building of a revolution.
Last August at the D23 Expo in Anaheim, we announced the return of Ewan McGregor in the iconic role of Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi for a special event series on Disney+. Obi-Wan Kenobi begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Revenge of the Sith, where he faced his greatest defeat, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice, Anakin Skywalker turned evil Sith Lord, Darth Vader. Our fans will be thrilled that Hayden Christensen will be returning in the role of Darth Vader. This will be the rematch of the century. The series is directed by Deborah Chow, coming off the great work she did with us as a director on season 1 of The Mandalorian. Production will begin in March of next year. Here's an early look at Obi-Wan Kenobi. Bad Batch follows the specialist commandos of Clone Force 99 as they embark on new missions in a rapidly changing galaxy. This is the Bad Batch.
They call themselves the Bad Batch.
We reorganize into the first galactic empire.
That was quite an impressive display.
Star Wars Visions will be a series of animated short films celebrating the Star Wars galaxy through the lens of the world's best anime creators. This anthology collection will bring 10 fantastic visions from several of the leading Japanese anime studios, offering a fresh and diverse cultural perspective to Star Wars. Lando Calrissian is the galaxy's smoothest, most notorious scoundrel, and he'll return in a brand new event series for Disney Plus. Justin Simeon, creator of the critically acclaimed and hugely popular Dear White People, is developing the story with us now.
Visions.
A massive Star Wars fan himself, Justin has put together a reel to give you a sense of the style, tone, and irresistible swagger of our upcoming series, Lando.
Lando.
Take a look. Leslie Headland, Emmy-nominated creator of the mind-bending series Russian Doll, is a boldly innovative filmmaker bringing her new Star Wars series to Disney Plus. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take us into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers
The
in the
Acolyte.
final days of the High Republic era. As we continue to develop new stories, the intersection of animation and visual effects offers new opportunities for us to explore. Lucasfilm Animation will be teaming up with our unparalleled visual effects team ILM to develop a special Star Wars adventure for Disney Plus, A Droid Story. This epic journey will introduce us to a new hero guided by our most iconic duo, R2-D2 and C-3PO, on a special mission known only to them. What could possibly go wrong? Outside of the Star Wars galaxy, we're expanding Lucasfilm Lucasfilm's presence on Disney Plus with another beloved mythological world created by George Lucas, Willow. This series will be set decades after Ron Howard's 1988 movie, continuing the spirit of adventure, heroics, and humor of the original film. We're delighted that Warwick Davis will be returning in the role of the great sorcerer, Willow Ufgood. We have a wonderful creative team at the helm. John Chu, director of the groundbreaking film Crazy Rich Asians, will be directing the pilot. Willow begins shooting next March in Wales and will debut on Disney Plus in 2022. Here's the team to share more. We also have some news to share on our theatrical slate. We're in pre-production on the next and final installment of Indiana Jones. At the helm, we have James Mangold, director of the Academy Award-winning film Ford vs. Ferrari. And of course, Indy himself, Harrison Ford, will be back to conclude this iconic character's journey. Indy will begin shooting late spring of 2021 and will be released in July of 2022. Our slate is expanding further with a story that will introduce a new hero and explore an original world that feels perfectly paired with Lucasfilm storytelling. We're proud to bring to the screen author Tomi Adeyemi's New York Times best-selling novel, Children of Blood and Bone. This story will center around a young African girl's heart-racing quest to restore magic to her forsaken people, the Magi. Tomi was recently included in the Time 100's list of most influential people of 2020. We're proud to be partnering with the 20th Century Studios on this coming-of-age adventure. Our Star Wars theatrical slate is pushing forward into a new future era. As we announced recently, we're currently developing a brand new Star Wars feature with acclaimed filmmaker Academy Award winner Taika Waititi. Taika's approach to Star Wars will be fresh, unexpected, and unique. His enormous talent and sense of humor will ensure that audiences are in for an unforgettable ride. He's currently hard at work writing this next adventure. And to close today, I couldn't be more excited that our next Star Wars feature film will be directed by Patty Jenkins. Patty, director of the Wonder Woman franchise, will bring her inspired vision to Rogue Squadron. This story will introduce a new generation of starfighter pilots as they earn their wings and risk their lives in a boundary-pushing high-speed thrill ride. The legend of Rogue Squadron has been long beloved by Star Wars fans and will move us into a future era of the galaxy. Rogue Squadron will be released in theaters Christmas of 2023. As you can see, this is a new era for Star Wars and Lucasfilm, with expanded opportunities for continued innovation high quality storytelling and cinematic experiences like never before. And now I'm pleased to introduce Courtney Monroe, President of National Geographic Content.
Thank you, Kathy. National Geographic has been entertaining global audiences with groundbreaking, visually spectacular storytelling for over 130 years. And now, more than 1,500 hours of National Geographic content is available on Disney+, including award-winning documentaries, landmark wildlife and natural history, and premium fact-based scripted drama. Today, I'm thrilled to announce an ambitious new slate of original shows exclusively for Disney Plus subscribers. Inspiring stories that celebrate real-world heroes and icons, and that ignite curiosity, awe, and wonder. I can't think of a better example of those values than our award-winning National Geographic documentary films, including Free Solo and Jane, both of which are available now on Disney+. And I'm delighted to introduce you to one of our upcoming National Geographic documentary films profiling an extraordinary icon. Cousteau, a new documentary from Oscar-nominated and Emmy-winning director Liz Garbus. Mention Jacques Cousteau to someone my age, and their eyes light up, recalling vivid memories of his thrilling underwater adventures. This film will not only delight those fans, but it will also introduce him to a whole new generation of aspiring explorers. Featuring never-before-seen archival footage, Cousteau will provide a deep dive into the fascinating life of the man who first showed us the beauty and wonder under the sea. While most National Geographic content is nonfiction, we have also developed Emmy-winning dramas about real-world heroes and icons. Icons like those profiled in our scripted anthology series, Genius, which beginning with the 4th season will be available exclusively to Disney Plus subscribers. From executive producers Ron Howard and Brian Grazer, Genius tells the fascinating and dramatic stories of the world's most brilliant innovators, exploring their extraordinary achievements and often complicated lives. In the next season of Genius, we will profile the remarkable life of Nobel Peace Prize winner and civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr., dramatizing his journey to becoming one of the most influential and inspirational leaders in history. National Geographic's iconic yellow border is synonymous with exploration. From planting our flag on Everest to trekking the forests of Tanzania with Jane Goodall, National Geographic has long inspired people to care about the planet. Continuing that legacy, we are announcing several new blue-chip National Geographic Science and Natural History series exclusively for Disney+. First up, from National Geographic explorer at large and award-winning filmmaker James Cameron, and National Geographic explorer and photographer Brian Scarry comes the stunning Secrets of the Whale, narrated by Sigourney Weaver. With breakthrough science and never-before-captured behavior, Secrets of the Whale showcases 5 different whale species in all their visual splendor, revealing the extraordinary culture of the world's most intelligent giants. Have a look.
Hola, Nay.
Their beauty absolutely takes my breath away. Moving on, Who knew that beneath our feet exists a tiny
Sí,
magical world bursting
está
with
padre lo que
action,
están
adventure, and
pasando.
love? Using the very latest miniaturized camera technology, our new series
Más por todo lo de Star Wars que anunciaron.
transport viewers into this mesmerizing place where microscopic creatures play out the drama of life. From the savannas of Africa to the urban underworld of New York City, we'll discover a great big world buzzing with tiny little heroes. Then, America the Beautiful, the ultimate portrait of America's wildlife and wild places from sea to shining sea.
Y todavía falta que anuncien lo de Marvel.
This series will celebrate America's most iconic landscapes, from the frozen north to the wild west to the deep south, and apply the most technologically ambitious Hollywood filmmaking to the world of natural history. For example, we recently obtained an exclusive first ever film permit for a fighter jet equipped with a gyro-stabilized 8K camera to fly close to the speed of sound across 7 U.S. national parks that were closed to the public due to the pandemic. As you can see, the footage is incredible, and the opportunity to capture it in this way may never happen again. Next, I'm super excited to introduce you to 2 new documentary series from Oscar-nominated and visionary filmmaker Darren Aronofsky that feature 2 of the biggest movie stars on the planet. First, Limitless with Chris Hemsworth. New scientific research is shattering conventional wisdom about the human body, revealing how we can all unlock our own body's superpowers to fight illness, perform better, and actually reverse the aging process. Count me in. In this series, the science is put to the test by Chris, who, despite being in peak superhero condition, is on a personal mission to learn how to stay young, healthy, strong, and resilient. Limitless with Chris Hemsworth is 1 part science, 1 part action adventure. This is Limitless.
What do you feel about getting not being mobile, not being inactive? My kids, it scares the hell.
Bueno, la mayoría de las chicas yo creo que nada más van a ver ese documental por Chris, no por lo que tenga que contar el documental.
You think I'm going to be able to hold together?
You come out here just to see how battle ready your body is to combat aging.
I'm deeply excited as I'm intimidated.
I, as a 36-year-old healthy guy, even thinking about this, I would say this is exactly the time to think about it. This is not hard than anything you've done so far. There is a real risk you could die.
Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? This is all about longevity. So challenging physically and emotionally. 4 days, no food, not even remotely tempted by this delicious, crispy bacon and eggs. I want to continue to push myself in ways that I never thought was possible.
Let's get on with it, shall we? Never doing that again.
Finally, our epic new series, Welcome to Earth, featuring Will Smith as he guides viewers on an extraordinary journey around the globe. Welcome to Earth
Una con
follows
Will
and
Smith.
his insatiable curiosity to some of the most extreme and exciting places on the planet. We're standing next to him as he drops inside the lip of an active volcano, dives 3,000 feet below the surface of the ocean, and rappels deep into an Icelandic glacier. In each location, revealing the hidden forces that shape our planet. With breathtaking cinematography from Darren Aronofsky, Welcome to Earth explores the mind-blowing ways that our planet works. Here is Welcome to Earth.
Explore something, you see everything differently.
That's spectacular. I'm throwing myself into the unknown. Bill, ready? Yes, sir.
This is the coolest thing ever.
3, 2, 1. Lights off. Let's see what's out there. What the hell is in this water? That looks crazy. I think we might be doing too much. I mean, that's big. Yeah, we need to get the hell out of here. Wow, look at that. Yeah, I remember this from Jaws.
Me gustó más este que el pasado con Chris.
We are, without question, living in an extraordinary time. And yet, National Geographic reminds us that the world is still an amazing and miraculous place, filled with spectacular beauty and wonder, which we are thrilled to share with the Disney Plus audience. With that, it is my pleasure to welcome back my colleague, Dana Walden.
Hello again. I'm so happy to be back talking about Disney Plus. All of us have loved developing for it, but only one of us has actually been living on it. So I've traveled all the way to Springfield, still don't know what state I'm in, to talk to a member of our studio family for 30 years, Mr. Homer Simpson. So, Homer, what have you learned about Disney Plus this year?
Wait, I didn't know there'd be a test. Well, I've learned how to find plus on my keyboard, and I've learned that our bounty hunters make excellent nannies. And if you don't mind some creative criticism, live action Aladdin is a total ripoff of this cartoon I saw called Disney's Aladdin. Frozen is not about my credit cards. I would kill for Fat Thor's body. Snow White finally exposes the dangers of eating apples, and in conclusion, Pixar is run by a jumping lamb. Now I'm gonna throw it back to Dave.
Pero pues no han metido las series aquí en Disney Plus de los Simpsons. Nada más creo que está la temporada 28 y 29, pero pues, de todas las demás no las han metido. Ah, el Baby Yoda.
I want to thank Homer and his family for helping to make Disney Plus such a success. The Simpsons is one of the top titles on the platform in every country where it's launched so far. Now here's our development of Disney Plus originals. We have an expansive slate of family entertainment.
Creo que todavía falta que anuncien películas de Pixar.
Speak to a global audience executed by great creators, people who know how to produce big hits. You'll see that a number are based on iconic IP from the Disney library. These are titles that are beloved. They're trusted by families, passed down through generations. It's a creator's dream to have access to them and gives us a real competitive edge. And I'll start with this one. The Mighty Ducks is the iconic movie that led to sequels, an animated series, and a Stanley Cup winning hockey team. The next installment, The Mighty Ducks Game Changers. We'll pick the story back up with a familiar face, lots of heart and humor, and kids who can really skate. Not all of them.
Are we ducks or what? When you tell somebody you're working on the Mighty Ducks reboot, it needs no further introduction. We're going to make a lot of people really happy.
The Ducks are a powerhouse organization with a record 10 state championships. It's a little different than the Ducks of the 90s. Sunscreen, sunscreen. You know we play indoors, right?
Scrimmage, now let's go. May I cut you? You can't be creative.
Se anunciaron un buen de proyectos de Star Wars para los próximos años.
I'm a pediatric sports psychologist.
Pero la mayoría van enfocados como a Disney Plus, no, pues no al cine por la pandemia.
I would not be an asset physically. I'm more of a podcast buddy.
I have 24 hours to find a coach. This guy? Gotta be more specific. How are you not getting this? You gotta make this happen for yourself.
Let's do this.
Why do you care so much? See, you care. It's not over yet.
Turner and Hooch is a charming buddy comedy. It stars Josh Peck in the role made famous by Tom Hanks.
Estas son más como las series de Disney Channel, como para los
His partner
peques.
here is a sweet but slobbery mastiff.
Voy a quitar el audio. Bueno, la única película que anunciaron fue la de
Big Shot is an original concept.
Squadrons, algo así, Star Wars Squadrons, con Patty Jenkins dirigiéndola.
No one creates authentic relationships quite like David, and few TV stars are as recognizable as this one.
I found something. It's not college. You need a second chance, and this is the only one I could get. It's high school.
Tim, I can't coach a bunch of rich private school boys in California.
Girls. It's a girls' school.
Coach Marvin Korn is going from the NCAA to some fancy girls' high school.
Personally, I think it's all a big mistake, but I'm prepared to make the best of it. Do not screw this up. Holly Barrett, assistant coach.
Marvin Korn, I need ice.
Some of them can be a bit much.
I'm sorry, you're chewing gum.
This is Westbrook. We won't respond to my way or the highway.
I'm going to teach you my system of basketball from the ground up. Smaller step for the faster play.
I figured it'd be rough, but this is next level. We all just quit. Be fired. I think he wants to be a good person.
When they said you were coming, that meant something. I was excited.
All I care about is basketball. It's about making my father proud.
After watching you play, I truly believe we can do something special. We're just getting started.
I wanna be
You're connecting with these girls. No, stop it.
I wanna be
I just wanted to say thank you for caring. We do this not because it is easy, but because it is hard. If you try your very best, you have the potential to be great. Let's go win a basketball game.
Big, fun, character-based series like these are one segment of our content strategy. The other, dramas that are ambitious in scale, that will be brought to life by A-list talent. I'll start with 3 projects in development. Beauty and the Beast expands the universe of the blockbuster film, more than $1 billion in worldwide box office. LeClue and Gaston return, played by their original stars Luke Evans and Josh Gad, with all new music composed by Oscar, Grammy, Emmy, and Tony winner Alan Menken.
Voy a quitar el sonido por el copyright.
Swiss Family Robinson reimagines the classic story. This is a collaboration between Ron Moore, the creator of global smashes Battlestar Galactica and Outlander, and John Chu, the director of Crazy Rich Asians. As you just heard, he's also directing Willow. Percy Jackson and the Olympians is one of the most popular books in the world. It sold more than 70 million copies in 35 countries. News of its development at Disney Plus was the #1 trending conversation in the world. It drove more than 1 million tweets in the first 24 hours. And the final project I want to share is based on the international best-selling book series, The Mysterious Benedict Society. Time magazine called it one of the best young adult books of all time.
There is a place where truth matters, even if most people don't pay attention to it. Our organization is always searching for those who appreciate the truth.
If any child is caught cheating, they will be executed. Excused. Will be excused.
And our criteria for approval may be considered mysterious.
Mr. Benedict, we have our team. Hello?
I'm the aforementioned Mr. Benedict. You all possess a quality that is lacking in our society. Rating your intuitive understanding of human nature, sticking your reservoir of knowledge, constancy, refines of conventional thought patterns. Hey, you're a candy feel for how things go together. What is it that you all have in common?
I see fear and bad fashion. You're very unpleasant.
Oh, okay. You are the only ones capable of seeing the truth, and together you are immensely powerful. We're asking you to go on a mission that can only be accomplished by children. There is a sinister force brainwashing us, and yes, he is my twin brother.
So, you need a bunch of smart orphans to do a deadly mission. I get it.
Ideally not deadly.
And this is just the beginning. We have a deep bench of talent and the opportunity to access the incredible Disney library. We look forward to creating many more Disney Plus originals in the years ahead. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce Sean Bailey, president of Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures Production.
Wonderful stuff from Dana and her team. Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, there are so many incredible dimensions to this company, and my team and I have the honor of getting to focus on a treasure trove of iconic characters and stories that spring from the Disney imagination. We continue to build on Disney's singular legacy of creating magic for audiences worldwide. We have a lot of fun diving into our expansive library spanning nearly 100 years to bring beloved tales to life in new ways for today's viewers. The addition, since last year, of great franchise IP created out of 20th Century Studios means an even bigger sandbox to play in. One of the truly exciting things about Disney Plus is the opportunity it has given us to greatly expand our storytelling across a variety of genres to bring compelling, original films from all around the world to the screen in a way that only Disney can. We have a ton of projects in the works, and I have the pleasure of taking you on a tour through the magical and memorable stories we're producing. Disney Plus is already home to a massive collection of unforgettable movies from across the decades. The kind of movies you want to watch again and again with your family and friends. We're right in the middle of the holiday season, and I'm sure, like me, you and your families have your favorite must-watch movies for every season. On Disney Plus, we're continuing to create new holiday memories for fans and families around the world with such films as The Delightful Noel and The Brand New Godmother. Of course, one of the most popular holidays is Halloween, and one of the most popular Halloween movies is the cult classic Hocus Pocus. And I'm happy to confirm we are working on a treat for Disney Plus audiences with a spooky sequel. In addition to Disney and 20th Century, we also have films from the Touchstone days that fit right in the Disney Plus wheelhouse. One such project we're excited about is a modern take on the hilarious 80s comedy, 3 Men and a Baby. We are
3 Men
development
and a
aiming for
Baby.
2022 release, and we could not be more thrilled.
Creo que esa iba a estar protagonizada por Zac Efron,
Now,
que es el
we also
remake de
love to
una
tell real-life stories of
película de
heroes
hace
from
años.
around the world. Distinctly human stories that draw on emotion, inspiration, and aspiration, like Togo, which we premiered last year. Safety is inspired by the empowering story of Clemson University football player Ray McElrathbey, who found himself raising his 11-year-old brother while still in college. This uplifting drama from Marshall director Reggie Hudlin debuts on Disney Plus tomorrow. We are also working on a film based on the incredible story of Keenan Lowe, a high school coach who averted tragedy through compassion, with the man of many talents, Dwayne Johnson, on board as a producer. Meanwhile, heading into production next year, Greek Freak is the remarkable story of NBA star Giannis Antetokounmpo and his family as they lifted themselves out of poverty as undocumented immigrants living in Greece, with Giannis ultimately finding himself on the world stage.
¿Tu novio el Zac?
We are developing a biographical film for Disney Plus with another NBA superstar, Chris Paul, whose past includes a deeply moving story of family, legacy, and destiny that helped make him who he is today. As you can tell, I do watch a fair amount of ESPN myself. Moving to another of our favorite genres, children's and young adult books certainly aren't just for kids. They speak to the kid in all of us, and they have the power to shape our understanding of the world. Flora and Ulysses is based on a Newbery
Flora and
Medal-winning book
Ulysses.
about the misadventures of cynical young comic book fan Flora and her superpowered squirrel sidekick Ulysses. Flora and Ulysses will debut on Disney Plus this coming February. A little further ahead on the slate, for 2022, we are reimagining the hit comedy Cheaper by the Dozen with Blackish producer Kenya Barris. It's centered around a multiracial blended family of 12, navigating a hectic home life while managing their family business.
Son un chorro de proyectos los que van a sacar. Pero bueno, algunos están 2021, 2022, 23 y así.
The series remains as popular as ever. In fact, the latest Wimpy Kid book, released in October, was an instant New York Times bestseller. In our new film, our intrepid hero, Greg Heffley, gets an all-new look, and he's, well, a little animated about it. In expanding our focus on content development for streaming, we tip worlds and stories, separate from the amazing original work coming out of our animation studios that we
Creo que ya se trabó.
Particularly from the world of 20th Century Studios. The Ice Age series has so far seen 5 feature films to the tune of over 3 billion.
the kingdom of Kumandra, the setting of our next feature film, Raya and the Last Dragon. Taking inspiration from the incredible cultures and lands of Southeast Asia, the team at Walt Disney Animation Studios has created a fantasy world like no other. Raya is a film about a lone warrior who brings together an unlikely gang of sworn enemies on a mission to unite the kingdom. There's Raya, a warrior whose wit is as sharp as her blade. The street-savvy entrepreneur named Boone, the formidable giant Tong, and a little thieving toddler, Noi, with her band of Ongies. Their only hope is a magical, mythical, self-deprecating dragon named Sisu. With time running out, can they rebuild their shattered world? Led by the indomitable Kelly Marie Tran as Raya and the one and only Aquafina as a dragon like you've never seen before, Raya and the Last Dragon is a beautiful, bold, and hilarious film. And while it is our 59th animated feature, it is our very first to be produced at home. Over 400 different homes at that. And from our homes to yours. As Kareem mentioned earlier, Raya and the Last Dragon will be released both in theaters throughout the US and around the world, as well as on Disney Plus with Premiere Access. This simultaneous release on Disney Plus and in theaters March 5th gives audiences every possible opportunity to see the film. In Disney Plus, we have a home for our legacy of films, upcoming films like Raya and the Last Dragon, and we see boundless creative opportunities to continue stories with our favorite characters, as well as create original stories set in all new worlds, working with talent not just in our studio, but around the world. Today, we're happy to announce several new projects in development and production. This is where nostalgia meets the future. We begin with Disney Animation's first ever animated series. It takes place in one of our favorite fantastical cities and stars one of our most beloved characters. To tell you more is the Oscar-winning director of Big Hero 6 and creator of Baymax the series, Don Hall.
Hey everybody, I'm Don Hall, director of Big Hero 6. I am so excited to talk to you about Baymax the series for Disney+. The series is a continuation of the movie. We actually get to explore more of the city of San Francisco. This huge, wonderful, rich canvas. The series really focuses on Baymax's original protocol, which is to be a nurse robot. Each episode, we meet a new character, a patient that Baymax is going to help. I would like to be more like Baymax. His kindness, his compassion, his single-minded devotion to just helping people. He's kind of a hero for the times. And lastly, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but Baymax will have a new feature that will allow him to quickly travel around the streets of San Francisco looking for patients. Thank you, everybody. We're very excited to show you more.
Baymax will be on Disney Plus in early 2022. Also in production, welcome back to the mammal metropolis of Zootopia, where directors Trent Corey and Josie Trinidad are creating a short-form series called Zootopia Plus. Zootopia Plus takes a hilarious look at some of the animals we only briefly met in the Oscar-winning film, including Frou-Frou, gazelles, tiger dancers, and our favorite sloth, Flash. We'll get insight into their lives through the lens of Zootopia's hottest shows like The Real Housewives of Little Rodentia, So You Think You Can Prance, and a show that follows the fast lane of life at sloth speed. Zootopia Plus is set for Disney Plus in spring 2022. Cinderella, Ariel, Elsa, Jasmine, Rapunzel. Disney Animation has brought some of the greatest heroines to the screen. Characters that people connect with and who stand the test of time. And with Disney Plus, we're creating new stories for these characters, starting with the favorite, from New Orleans, Princess Tiana. We are bringing Tiana and her friends back for all new stories in a long-form musical comedy series. The possibilities are endless, with Tiana stepping into a role as princess of a land we have yet to visit, and with so much more of New Orleans yet to see. Tiana comes to Disney Plus in 2023. There is another series we're excited to announce, one that focuses on a heroine who asks herself, how far she'll go. Yes, we are developing a long-form musical comedy series exploring new stories with Moana. There is such a deep love for this character in this film, and that love has only grown in the years since the film's initial release. In the series, Moana's boundless sense of adventure and skills at wayfinding take her far beyond the reef. Since our first research trips to the region for the film, we continue to be inspired by the deep oral storytelling traditions of the Pacific Islands. And to help tell the stories for this new series, we are connecting with talent from the region. Moana the series will be on Disney Plus in 2023. There is one more series I am thrilled to announce today. An all-new, all-original series created in a whole new way for our studio. Back in the beginning of 2019, I saw a news piece about a group of storytellers and artists from Nigeria and Uganda. The title of this video was Pan-African Comic Book Hopes to Kick Disney's You-Know-What. I was intrigued. Here were 3 talented comic book artists. Tolu Olafoyeku, Ziki Nelson, and Hamid Ibrahim founded an entertainment company called Hugali. Their dream was to bring African stories created by African artists to the world through comics and animation, highlighting the diversity of cultures, history, and voices across the continent. Their talents as storytellers blew us away. I'm proud to announce a first-of-its-kind collaboration as Hugali and Disney Animation team up to bring their original long-form series to Disney+. The series is called Iwaju, which in the Yoruba language roughly translates to the future. Set in Lagos, Nigeria, and steeped in science fiction, Iwaju explores deep themes of class, innocence, and challenging the status quo. Iwaju will debut on Disney Plus in 2022. As you can see, we're embracing the opportunities Disney Plus provides. We cannot wait to share more in the coming months. But today, I want to leave you with a very special project. Our animated feature film set to release fall of 2021. We've not officially announced this movie until today. For our 60th feature, magical realism sets the stage, and yes, it is a musical stage, as we travel to Colombia, where a magical family, the Madrigals, live in an equally magical home. Our film is called Encanto. Why? Because an Encanto is a charmed place, born of its unique wonders, where life itself is wondrous. Directors Byron Howard and Jared Bush, the filmmaking team that brought you the Academy Award-winning Zootopia, are joined by co-director and co-writer Charisse Castro-Smith, and bringing his talents as both songwriter and story collaborator is the incomparable Lin-Manuel Miranda. It's hard to believe it's been 4 years since we first heard his incredible music in Moana, and we are so excited to re-team with him for Encanto.
Voy a quitar el audio por el copyright. Ahorita regresamos. Regresamos.
That's Encanto, a musical comedy with songs in Spanish and English that's not afraid to dig deep into the dangerously wonderful chaos of family. From Kumandra to Colombia, San Francisco to Zootopia, from New Orleans to the Pacific Islands to a sci-fi world in Africa, the storied possibilities for the near century-old Disney animation are more limitless than ever. It is now my pleasure to introduce my esteemed colleague at our fellow animation studio, a person both tall in stature and in talent, from Pixar Animation Studios, Chief Creative Officer Pete Docter.
Por fin viene Pixar.
Hey everybody, I'm Pete Docter. Pixar started in 1986 with the dream to take the wonderful tradition of animation and transform it using state-of-the-art computer technology. Tradition and innovation, two opposing concepts, have been at the heart of Pixar since the very beginning. Since then, we've gone on to make 23 feature films and many, many shorts. And as a director of several of these films, it makes me so happy to hear that folks who grew up on these films as kids are now passing them along to kids of their own. It's hard to believe Pixar's been around 34 years, but you know what? Truth is, we're just getting started. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to a bunch of fresh new filmmakers. Getting their voices on the screen is our key focus right now, while at the same time allowing our veteran filmmakers to continue to mature their great work. And I think that's really what we do best at Pixar. We honor tradition while at the same time innovating for the future. Here's something that sure took a lot of innovation. It's our 23rd feature film called Soul. And it's one of the most challenging and rewarding projects I've ever directed, that's for sure. Soul is set in two distinct places, one that's familiar and one you've never seen before. The film looks into what makes us who we are and what we do with our limited time here on Earth. Appreciating the simple joys of life, finding the spark that makes you, you. The themes of Soul feel so timely to us right now that we're happy that this movie will be shared this year with audiences around the world. We're excited to bring a little joy to everybody this holiday season. So let's take a look at what you'll see this Christmas on Disney+. 1, 2,
3, 4, stay on the beat. 2, 3, 4. That's in sharp horns. 2 and 3, I see you, Caleb. Got it, go for it. Hang on. What are y'all laughing at? So Connie got a little lost in it. That's a good thing. Look, I remember one time my dad took me to this jazz club, and that's a guy, and he's playing his chords with force on it, and then with a minor, then he has the inner voices, and it's like he's singing. And I swear, the next thing I know, it's like he floats off the stage. That guy was lost in the music. He was in it, and he took the rest of us with him. That's when I knew I was born to play. Go around. Life has so much to offer. We only have a short time on this planet. Don't miss out on the joys of life. Remember to enjoy every minute of it.
Joey, what has gotten into you, boy?
Cougar.
Speaking of Disney+, we have a bunch of new projects we are making exclusively for the streaming service. Now, hopefully you've been able to check out some of our Spark shorts. These are a collection of shorts made by a diverse group of new storytellers at Pixar. They've really struck a chord with many around the world. Our next Spark short, Burrow, follows a young rabbit as she tries to build the home of her dreams. It's by first-time director Matty Sharathian, and I'm excited to say it's going to be released on Disney Plus along with Soul this Christmas. We've also launched a new documentary series called Inside Pixar, which invites you into our studio for an up-close, never-before-seen look at the artistry, the craftsmanship, and the storytellers of Pixar. The first 5 episodes are available right now on Disney Plus, so check them out. And more are scheduled to be released in the coming months. Next, grab a quick snack with Pixar Popcorn. This collection of mini shorts feature your favorite Pixar characters in all new bite-sized stories created by Pixar animators. These were a blast to make. Pixar Popcorn comes to Disney Plus this coming January. We also have 3 all-new series that you'll soon be seeing on Disney Plus. The first is near to my heart as it's a spin-off from Up called Doug Days. It's written and directed by the hilarious Bob Peterson, the creator of Forky Asks a Question and the voice of Doug. This brand new series follows our favorite talking dog, now with Carl, as he returns from the dangers of the South American jungles to the dangers of suburbia. Here he will face many challenges, including puppies, fireworks, and of course, squirrel. Doug Days will premiere on Disney Plus in the fall of 2021. Here's a clip from one of our favorite episodes.
Doug, could you watch him for a spell? I'll be right inside if you need me.
Oh, yes, I will take care of the puppy.
You might want to quiet it down.
I want the puppy to wake up so that I may take care of the puppy.
You got your wish.
Puppy.
Okay, here they come. Have fun, Doug.
I am faster than you. I am faster than a puppy. Hello, puppies. It is me, Doug. Oh, puppy. How did you get there? You caught me. Ow. Good. Shark, eat your puppy. Tiny puppy teeth. Puppy teeth. Ow. Oh, good shark. Now I'm feeling chewed. Otto cachorro. Hurricane show. Ow. Puppy teeth. Tiny puppy teeth on me. Now I'm hurting. Ow. Hurting and hurting. It is kind of fun. Fun and hurting. Ow.
Next, we're excited to reignite the Cars franchise with an all-new series that follows Lightning McQueen and his best friend Mater as they head on a road trip across the country. These episodes will be filled with lots of fun new characters, imaginative destinations, as well as old friends checking in along the way. Our all-new Cars series is coming to Disney Plus in the fall of 2022. Following that, we're very excited to announce Pixar's first ever original long-form animated series. This is a big deal for us. It's being written and directed by 2 young story artists, Carrie Hobson and Michael Yates. While working together on Toy Story 4, these 2 often noticed that they'd have very different impressions of the very same meeting. One would think it went great, the other thought it was a disaster. And they thought, hey, that would be a cool thing to explore. And it developed into an original series we're calling Win or Lose. This series follows a co-ed middle school softball team in the week leading up to their championship game. Each 20-minute episode follows the same week, but from the perspective of a different character. But it's not really so much about softball as it is a comedy about love, rivalry, and the challenges we all face in our struggle to win at life. Win or Lose is coming exclusively to Disney Plus in the fall of 2023. So, those are all projects we're working on for Disney Plus, all being made by our filmmakers in Emeryville with the same passion and excitement and quality as our feature films. And speaking of our feature films, we have an exciting lineup to share with you that really captures that perfect blend of tradition and innovation that I talked about earlier. At the center of each of our big tentpole films is a deeply personal story, and our next feature is no exception. Luca is the first feature for director Enrico Casarosa, who made the short film La Luna. And it's a love letter to Enrico's home country of Italy, and a celebration of the universal themes of friendship. Set in a beautiful seaside town on the Italian Riviera, this original film is a heartfelt story about a young boy named Luca and his best friend Alberto, who experience an unforgettable summer filled with gelato, pasta, and endless scooter rides. Luca dives into theaters around the world in June 2021. Here's a sneak peek at our all-new trailer. After Luca, I'm excited to announce two new films today, both releasing in 2022. In the spring of 22, we have an original film directed by another first-time feature director, Domi Shi, who won an Academy Award for her Pixar short film, Bao. Get ready for Turning Red. This is May. Confident 13-year-old who's experiencing the excruciatingly awkwardness of being a teenager. Everything in her life is changing, her interests, her relationships, her body, balancing all this with family and crushes, and her devotion to the biggest boy band on the planet is no small feat. Oh, and one more little detail, whenever she gets too excited, which for a 13-year-old is like always, she uncontrollably poofs into a giant red panda. Kind of like the Incredible Hulk, but cuter. Turning Red is an original take on the great tradition of coming-of-age comedies, albeit one with an emotional and a furry twist. And coming in the summer of 2022 is a science fiction adventure film unlike anything we've done before. At first glance, you might think, this is a Toy Story film. Well, not so fast. See, back when we created the very first Toy Story, we designed Buzz Lightyear with the idea that he was a toy based on some really cool character from an epic blockbuster film. Well, all these years later, we decided it's time to make that film. Directed by Pixar vet Angus MacLane, co-director of Finding Dory, Lightyear is the definitive origin story of the original Buzz Lightyear. And it reveals how this young test pilot became the space ranger we all know him to be today. And we're excited to announce this new Buzz Lightyear will be voiced by none other than Chris Evans. You don't get much more traditional Pixar than Buzz, and we're excited to have Chris's help in bringing a new twist to this iconic character. We can't wait to take audiences to infinity and beyond as Lightyear launches into theaters in the summer of 2022. So there you have it. Pixar continues to transform even as we've become a proud part of the wonderful tradition of animation. We look forward to introducing you to even more characters, old and new, in years to come. Just please don't tell Kevin Feige that we're hiring Chris Evans away from Marvel Studios, okay? Oh no, here he comes.
Por fin, Marvel.
Thank you, Pete. Good afternoon, everyone. We at Marvel Studios are
Kevin
thrilled to have a home on Disney Plus, where nearly the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe is laid out in a way that's easy for fans around the world to enjoy.
Tienen que sacar algo de Loki o de Falcon and the Winter Soldier o de Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, algún trailer tienen que sacar. Que ya se terminaron de grabar todas esas series.
Extend this way of storytelling to a new format, creating series that are connected to our theatrical releases, making the MCU more immersive than ever. There's a lot of new content coming from Marvel Studios, so let's get started. WandaVision will be the very first Marvel Studios series on Disney+. Wanda and Vision are two of our most powerful and complex heroes, and this series is a perfect expansion point for MCU storytelling.
Tenemos nuevo trailer
Launching
de
on Disney Plus
WandaVision.
on January 15th, here's a look at the brand new trailer for WandaVision.
So what's a single gal like you doing rattling around this big house?
Well, I assure you, I'm married to a man, a human one.
Wanda.
What's his face? Wipe the sleep out of the
Y tenemos un nuevo póster que se acaba de revelar.
Oh, I don't think that was ever in question.
We just don't know what to expect.
Howdy, neighbors. Howdy, bud.
Wanda, what's up? Who are you? I don't know.
Pasa.
I think something's wrong here.
Wanda, can you hear me? Who's doing this to you?
Are you here to help us? This is our home.
Then let's fight for it.
Las gemas. Bueno, la gema de. ...15 de enero, ya mero.
Handle that well.
Elizabeth Olsen is currently in London right now. She's shooting the film Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness with director Sam Raimi, star Benedict Cumberbatch, and the rest of the cast, including Benedict Wong, Rachel McAdams, and Chiwetel Ejiofor. And joining them is a new fan favorite character from the comics, America Chavez, played by Xochitl Gomez. This film hits theaters March 25th, 2022, and we're really pushing the boundaries of storytelling with this thrilling, scary, mind-bending adventure. Not only will Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness connect directly to the events of WandaVision, but it will also connect to the events of our new Spider-Man film coming to theaters December 2021. Moving to our next series for Disney Plus, which launches this coming March, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier features two recognizable superheroes last seen together in the final moments of Avengers Endgame. Sam Wilson, aka the Falcon, is played by Anthony Mackie, and Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, is played by Sebastian Stan. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a cinematic experience. It's a Marvel Studios movie played out over 6 episodes.
Tenemos trailer,
Now,
tenemos
here for the
trailer.
first time is an exclusive look at the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
The legacy of that shield is complicated. The world is upside down. People need something to get behind. They need a symbol. What's our plan? So no plan. Great.
Oh. Boom. ¿Qué pasa?
What's going on in that cyborg brain of yours?
You don't want to know.
Oh yeah, I can see it working. Gears turning. Oh, they're malfunctioning. They're on fire.
God, I hate you.
Now to another hero we last saw in Avengers Endgame, Black Widow will return to the big screen on May 7th, 2021. Of course, the film stars Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff. Fans have been patient, and I can't tell you just how ready we are for this Avenger to finally have her own standalone film. And speaking of fan-favorite characters, Loki. The God of Mischief will step out of his brother's shadow and into his own series on Disney Plus in May of next year. The great Tom Hiddleston returns as Loki and is joined in the series by Owen Wilson, Gugu Mbatha-Raw, Sophia DiMartino, Wunmi Mosaku, and Richard E. Grant. As with our other shows coming to Disney Plus, we want to try something a little different, explore a new genre for us at Marvel Studios. So we've put Loki in the center of his own crime thriller. If that sounds a little unusual or confusing, don't worry, Loki's just as confused. Here's the very first look at Loki.
Tenemos trailer.
Get your hands off me.
Trailer, venga.
You taking me somewhere to kill me?
No, I'm taking you someplace to talk.
Where I don't like to talk.
But you do like to lie, which you just did. Because we both know you love to talk.
How long have you been here?
I don't know, it's hard to say. You know, time passes differently here in the TVA.
What does that mean?
You'll catch up.
Glorious.
¿Qué onda?
I'm down. You better be ready. Come on. What did you expect?
¿Cuándo? No dijeron fecha.
Shifting to Marvel Studios' first animated series, coming to Disney Plus next summer, What If? Flips the script on the MCU, taking famous events from the films and reimagining them in unexpected ways. We've assembled a stellar voice cast with many MCU stars reprising their roles. Here's a look at What If.
Space.
What if?
Time. Reality. It's more than a linear path. It's a prison of endless possibility.
Well, that doesn't sound ominous at all.
I was promised an army. You have a super soldier.
You sure don't seem too freaked out about all this, kid.
Ah,
What you doing out there all by yourself anyway?
Exploring the world.
Sounds fun. But why stop at one world when we can show you all of them? I am the Watcher.
Watu.
I am your guide through these vast new realities. Follow me and dare to face the unknown. And ponder the question.
Ah, qué bueno.
Give me the tour.
We've just wrapped production in Australia on our film Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and we're so impressed the way Simu Liu has brought the character of Shang-Chi to life. Simu is surrounded on screen by a fantastic cast that includes Awkwafina, Tony Leung, and Michelle Yeoh. This film is among the very first in our Phase 4 and is set to release in theaters on July 9th, 2021. Launching on Disney Plus later next year is Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is a Pakistani-American teen superhero. Earlier this year during shutdown, we held online auditions all around the world to find our Kamala Khan, and we found her in Aman Vellani. Aman will be surrounded by a phenomenal cast and creative team that will bring this story to life. So here's an early look at Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel is a new kind of superhero, but at the core of all of it, her story is so universal.
Miss Marvel is one of the newer characters in the Marvel comics. And when one comes in that grabs the world's imagination like this, the questions are, when are we going to bring Miss Marvel to the screen?
When Miss Marvel first came out, we had such an incredible reaction.
It was so incredibly popular because everybody could see themselves in her. I never saw a young teenager of color, specifically a Pakistani, in a comic book. Are you kidding? Promise you'd be cool.
I am cool.
The casting process was vast. When we discovered Iman, we knew that she was Kamala Khan.
It was a unanimous decision.
I can't comprehend this right now.
And then, of course, we've got a really incredible team of directors, Bilal Fallah, Adil Al-Arabi, Mira Menon, and Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. And all of them are taking the material and elevating it.
So human. It's about a teenager figuring out who she is and about relationships. Family and friendship is at the heart of the MCU canon. That's what's so exciting about the story that we're bringing, is that we're going to introduce you to a new family that's also going to be part of the wider MCU.
Fact about Miss Marvel is that her idol is Captain Marvel. And Captain Marvel 2
Capitana Marvel
is currently in
2.
the works with director Nia DaCosta. And today I'm excited to announce that Miss Marvel, played by Iman, will be joining Brie Larson and co-starring in Captain Marvel 2, along with a grown-up Monica Rambeau, played by Tiana Paris, whom we will have already met in the upcoming WandaVision. So by now you should start getting a sense of the interconnectedness that infuses all of our storytelling. But that doesn't mean there aren't some unexplored corners of the universe. With next year's Eternals, we're introducing a brand new ensemble of superheroes to the MCU, played by a spectacular cast. This is an epic story spanning thousands of years, and it's one of our most ambitious films yet. It's set for theatrical release on November 5th, 2021. Original Avenger Jeremy Renner returns to star in Hawkeye, launching on Disney Plus late next year. In our series, Hawkeye teams up with another well-known archer from Marvel Comics, Kate Bishop. And I'm very pleased to confirm that Kate will be played by the amazing Haley Steinfeld. Rounding out that cast are Vera Farmiga, Fra Fee, and newcomer Alakwa Cox playing Maya Lopez. The episodes are being directed by Rhys Thomas and the directing duo of Bert and Bertie. Debuting for the first time in the MCU, She-Hulk is coming to Disney Plus. It's a series about a woman trying to navigate the world and be taken seriously as a working professional, despite the fact that she's well over 6'7".
Abominación también sale.
It's a very funny series being directed by Kat Coiro and Anu Valia. And I can officially confirm that She-Hulk / Jennifer Walters will be played by the talented and Emmy Award-winning Tatiana Maslany. I'm also pleased to reveal that the brilliant Tim Roth is returning as the Abomination, a character we first introduced to the MCU in 2008's The Incredible Hulk. And if that's not enough, I can confirm that the Hulk himself, Mark Ruffalo, will be appearing in the series as well. And since Jennifer Walters is a lawyer who specializes specifically in superhero-oriented legal cases, you never know what Marvel characters are going to pop up from episode to episode. Bringing a whole new different vibe to the MCU, Moon Knight is an action-adventure, Indiana Jones-type story coming to life as a Disney Plus series directed by Mohamed Diab. The character Moon Knight is a complex vigilante who suffers from dissociative identity disorder.
Secret
Invasion.
Invasion.
Identities that live inside him are very distinct characters in the series. The backdrop of our story is incredible Egyptian iconography. Egyptology is something the world's always been fascinated by, and we're going to tap into it in a fun and bold way in Moon Knight. Now I want to talk about a couple of projects that we haven't announced yet. The first of which is Secret Invasion, coming to Disney Plus. Samuel L. Jackson is back as Nick Fury, and Ben Mendelsohn from Captain Marvel returns as the Skrull, Talos. Next to Civil War, Secret Invasion is arguably the biggest crossover comic event in the last 20 years, and we're bringing it to Disney Plus. It's about a sect of Skrulls who've infiltrated every level of life on Earth. Ironheart, a series for Disney Plus about genius inventor Riri Williams, who has the most advanced suit of armor since Iron Man's. Dominique Thorne will play the title role. And as we like to do, both Secret Invasion and Ironheart will tie directly to MCU feature films. We're also well underway on a series for Disney Plus based on Armor Wars, a classic Marvel story about Tony Stark's worst fear coming true. It's what happens when his tech falls into the wrong hands. And this series will star beloved member of the MCU, Don Cheadle, who will be returning as Jim Rhodes, aka War Machine. One of the best things about expanding the MCU to Disney Plus is that our team at Marvel Studios is finally able to do some of the things we've always wanted to do, but didn't quite have the right outlet for, like produce our first ever live-action holiday special. In a reverent Guardians fashion, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special is going to be a lot of fun, especially since James Gunn is back to write and direct. In fact, we're going to shoot it during production of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This special will drop the holiday prior to the next Guardians of the Galaxy film, which hits theaters in 2023. And speaking of Guardians, aptly titled I Am Groot, everyone's favorite little tree, Baby Groot, will star in a series of shorts on Disney Plus featuring several new and unusual characters. Before I go, I couldn't leave you without giving a few more updates on some of our most anticipated upcoming films. In January, we'll begin filming Thor, Love and Thunder with director Taika Waititi and Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, and Tessa Thompson returning. And I'm pleased to confirm that Academy Award-winning actor Christian Bale is playing the villain, Gore the God Butcher. Thor, Love and Thunder releases in theaters on May 6, 2022. As we announced at Comic-Con last year, we're moving ahead with Blade, starring Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali. The development and storylines are coming together, and we'll have announcements very, very soon. Director Peyton Reed is hard at work with our Marvel Studios team on the third Ant-Man film, which will officially be called Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, and Michelle Pfeiffer are all returning, and Catherine Newton is joining the cast and playing Cassie Lang. And in the role of Kang the Conqueror, we have a great actor, Jonathan Majors. I wanted to acknowledge the devastating loss of a dear friend and member of the Marvel Studios family. Chadwick Boseman was an immensely talented actor and an inspirational individual who affected all of our lives, professionally and personally. His portrayal of T'Challa the Black Panther is iconic and transcends any iteration of the character in any other medium from Marvel's past. And it's for that reason that we will not recast the character. However, to honor the legacy that Chad helped us build through his portrayal of the King of Wakanda, we want to continue to explore the world of Wakanda and all of the rich and varied characters introduced in the first film. Writer-director Ryan Coogler is hard at work on the sequel now, and will bring the film to you in theaters July 8th, 2022. And finally, I'm happy to announce a film about one of the truly iconic Marvel families. In fact, Marvel's first family, Fantastic Four.
Los Cuatro Fantásticos.
Working on a feature now, and it will be directed by the director of our recent Spider-Man films, John Watts.
John Watts.
We've got a lot in store at Marvel Studios, and Disney Plus is key to the interconnection and expansion of the MCU. It will be home for both our feature films and our series.
Por lo menos tenemos un vistazo al logo.
Since Marvel first joined Disney back in 2009, Bob Iger's been the biggest champion of the work that we do. None of this would have been possible without his support. So it is now my pleasure to turn things back over to Bob. Thank you.
What an amazing presentation by Kevin and all of our creative executives. Truly astounding. As you just saw for yourselves, the same attributes that define our theatrical releases, the grand scale and scope, stunning artistry, and groundbreaking special effects, are also apparent in many of the series we are producing. Of course, as remarkable as that presentation was, we obviously didn't have time to show you everything coming to Disney Plus, particularly a lot more original Disney-branded content. We launched the service last year with great ambition and high expectations, and we've exceeded them by every measure. There are thousands of episodes of television and hundreds of library titles and theatrical releases. It's truly spectacular. The enormous success of Disney Plus inspired us to be even more ambitious, and the pipeline of original content we're making is much more robust than we had initially anticipated, with an incredibly impressive number of great new episodic series, feature films, documentaries, and specials, all coming to the service in the next few years. They'll also be arriving at a much quicker cadence. We've set a target of 100 plus new titles per year, and this includes Disney Animation, Disney Live Action, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic. And of course, we'll continue to add more to our rich library as well. It's been an unbelievable first year, and the response from audiences around the world has been extraordinary. We've clearly positioned ourselves as a leader in the direct-to-consumer space, and the fact is, we're only just getting started. This video truly captures why we're so excited about the future of Disney Plus. Enjoy.
I assume you now understand why we are so excited about our direct-to-consumer opportunity. And you now probably want to know how our business plans and content lineup translate into our subscriber and financial expectations. Well, I just happen to know the person who can address those topics. So I would now like to introduce Disney's Chief Financial Officer, Christine McCarthy.
Thanks, Lowell, and thanks to all of you for joining us. We are so proud of what we've been able to share with you today, and I hope it has reinforced why we continue to see such tremendous opportunity in the direct-to-consumer space. As you have heard throughout the day, our more aggressive direct-to-consumer business plans, supported by our new organizational structure, will allow us to further increase the value that our services deliver to consumers. We'll also continue to be responsive to our investors, as we are aligned in our goal of maximizing long-term shareholder value. We will continue to be transparent with all of you about our direct-to-consumer businesses, and we will continue providing the key metrics that help you best understand our progress. We will also provide incremental disclosures when appropriate. We plan to begin reporting results under our new structure in Q1 of fiscal 2021. Going forward, our operations will be organized under our two primary businesses, Disney Media and Entertainment and Disney Parks Experiences and Products. While we are still working through the details of our new financial reporting approach, our goal is to provide recast financials in advance of, but close to, our Q1 earnings call in February of 2021. As we look ahead to reporting this new structure, one item I would like to highlight is that we will change how we attribute film and television costs to the various distribution platforms. Rather than having an inter-segment markup, we will allocate the cost plus a share of overhead. Now, I'll share with you how we expect our plans to drive growth and impact our direct-to-consumer financial results. Today, I'm going to provide guidance across our services for fiscal 2024 to be consistent with the time frame we guided to at our last Investor Day. Let me start with Disney Plus, which, as you heard earlier today, had 86.8 million total paid subscribers as of December 2nd, approximately 30% of which were Disney Plus Hotstar subscribers. When we discuss Disney Plus subscriber guidance, here is some further context on what we mean. In most international markets, Star will be part of Disney Plus with a combined price point to consumers.
19 de marzo sale The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
As well as markets where Star will be a sixth tile within the Disney Plus app. So, in these markets, our Disney Plus subscriber outlook reflects the inclusion of Star. Latin America requires a little more explanation. As Rebecca discussed earlier, consumers will have three options: Disney Plus on its own, Star Plus on its own, or a bundle of the two services. We intend to price the bundle in an attractive manner. And as a result, we anticipate relatively few Star Plus standalone subscribers. So for simplicity, we will include these in our Disney Plus subscriber count, and bundled subscribers will only be counted once. If you recall, last year, we said that we expected Disney Plus to have between 60 and 90 million subscribers by the end of fiscal 2024. But, as you know, our subscriber growth to date is well ahead of our original expectations. And we have an incredible and growing slate of high-quality content that will capture a broader global audience and further fuel Disney Plus, making it what we believe is an even more compelling product. These factors, along with the addition of our Star general entertainment offering in various markets and the growth of Disney Plus Hotstar, give us an even greater significantly increase our subscriber guidance. We now expect that by the end of fiscal 2024, we will have between 230 and 260 million total paid Disney Plus subscribers globally, compared to the 60 to 90 million we shared last year. I'll note that our prior outlook did not anticipate the launch of Disney Plus Hotstar, which we now expect could be between 30 and 40% of our subscriber base by the end of fiscal 2024. We clearly have an incredible opportunity to build a substantial global subscriber base. But we also believe we have the opportunity to increase Disney Plus pricing, given the additional value we will be adding to the service. So, in March of 2021, we will be increasing the U.S. price of Disney Plus by $1 to $7.99 per month. And, as Rebecca mentioned earlier, we will be increasing the price of Disney Plus in continental Europe by €2 to $8.99 per month, with similar adjustments in other markets. These price increases reflect an increase in the underlying value of the Disney Plus product offering, as well as the inclusion of Star general entertainment content in many markets. As you've seen and heard today, this incredible trajectory of our subscriber growth will be fueled by our continued and increased investment in high-quality content. This includes incremental investment in the international general entertainment offerings we create and the local content we create or acquire. At our last Investor Day, we said we expected fiscal 2020 Disney Plus content amortization
Bueno, yo
expense
creo que hasta
of
aquí va a ser
approximately $2
el
billion.
directo.
And we expected
Ya
that
prácticamente
to grow
ya
to the
vimos
mid-$4 billion
todo lo que nos
range for
interesaba,
fiscal
lo de
2024.
Star Wars,
In fiscal 2020,
Marvel,
content
Pixar,
expense was
Disney.
roughly in line with that outlook.
Y pues ya
Looking
me parece que
forward,
termina a
our
las 7:30,
revised outlook for
entonces pues ya
subscriber
vamos a
growth is
pararle hasta aquí.
fueled in part by an increased
Gracias a
level of
los que
output
estuvieron, a
for
los
Disney
que
Plus,
se fueron y
including
regresaron
the
y así.
addition of Star.
Y
This
pues
will
nada, ahí
drive
lo
higher
pueden
fiscal
ver
2024
en
content
YouTube,
expense on our P&L than we previously
la
expected.
repetición.
We now expect our content expense to be between $8 and $9 billion in that year. This increase reflects several factors, including increasing investment in original content under the 5 core brands with which we launched Disney Plus, particularly Marvel and Star Wars, making a